listening to the Reckless Takes Podcast, covering sports, lifestyle, and nearly everything in between. Buckle up, boys and girls. It's time to get reckless.
Today's episode of the podcast is brought to you by freezersports.com. Whether you are a new or experienced sports gambler, if you have not used a consultant site, you are missing out. Freezersports.com utilizes advanced machine learning technology to predict sporting events and find you value lines. Visit the website today, that's freezersports.com, to view their predictions from their NHL, NBA, and MLB models, all for free. Yes, for free. Freezersports.com.
Shut up and sit down.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Reckless Takes Podcast. I am your co-host, Kyle, and I'm here with my co-host,
Randy, aka the Giblet King, coming back at y'all with another one.
It's been a while.
Too long.
I never thought I could get you back on here to record.
Yes, sir.
Obviously, well, I guess not obvious to the fans, but I have been putting off recording for a while. Just went through a move. It was pretty crazy in the apartment for a while, so I just got into the new studio. It's in progress behind me. Eventually I want to have a better camera angle so you can actually see cool stuff, not just like 20 pops. But yeah, it's been crazy. I got a call today from my old apartment that they're like, the cat urine smell was so bad that they have to rip up all of the flooring in the living room. So they're like charging me like $200, but she was like, it's gonna cost like $2,000 to take the flooring out. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, see,
I didn't think it smelled that bad, but but that's the thing about wood flooring, bro. That cat piss sinks in, it's game over. Yeah. You just got a dog.
Yeah, little Thor.
The dog
Husky.
right there.
Yeah, he's next to us.
Lift him up.
Nah, hell no. He's laying down. This is the first time he's laying down.
Wake him up.
Oh yeah, because I'll wake him up, he'll be barking.
Dogs are like babies, bro. Like when they like lay down, you're just like, oh, thank God.
Bro, you have no idea, bro. This dude, let me tell you. I'm way over my head. He's a good dog, but man, fucking A.
I mean, yeah, he's a husky, bro. Like just fucking.
He needs attention the whole time. And if I'm not touching him, he's barking the whole time.
For real.
Yeah, I'm like,
has he started like doing like the like whining thing that
yeah,
like, all loud? Oh my God. Does he have separation anxiety?
That's what it seems like. I'm like, God damn, bro, I'm right here.
That's so funny, bro. That's dope though. That they're like, as crazy as they are, they're like one of the top like companion dogs.
Yeah, he's cool.
Have, like,
hopefully
connections.
Hopefully we don't get in trouble for his barking.
Yeah, I mean, I've had a lot of fucking dogs barking in apartment complexes, and as annoyed as I get, I never like report it, you know?
Yeah.
Because what are they gonna fucking do? Like, other than tell you, like, hey, can you make it stop? They're not gonna be like, hey, you have to get rid of your dog.
Shit, they might. Hey, you gotta get rid of that fucker.
Good luck with that. I mean, I would love to see an apartment complex try to come in and tell me to get rid of my dog, unless it was like on the no breed list or whatever.
No, I mean, I asked them. They said you can have them. I said, all right.
But anyway, so we have a lot of stuff's happened since we recorded last. Obviously, we're not going to go into detail with all of it, but the finals concluded since we last recorded.
Yep.
Did you enjoy the finals?
Nope.
No, not at all.
It was all right. I wasn't like too excited.
Yeah, I agree. The last couple games were fun, but yeah, I mean, as good as it is for the league I love seeing Giannis win. That was the best part, was like all the Giannis post-game stuff.
Yeah.
Seeing him on like the Chick-fil-A drive-through, just like with both fucking trophies in his hand. Like that was the best part of it. And as good as it is for the league to have a small market team win, like it wasn't watching the Lakers and the Nets, you know,
or the Warriors
in the finals of the Warriors. Yeah. And so next year, hopefully health is back up, and you know the Warriors are back in it, Lakers are in it, and all that. So we can
the Rockets better be in it.
The Rockets made some really good moves in the draft,
and then we just got somebody, Daniel Theis.
You got Taste, yeah, that's a good sign.
Yeah, even though we have fucking 100 centers, it feels like.
So all right, well, let's go ahead and get into our first thing then. And we're gonna talk about some of the shit that went down in the NBA the past few days. Free agency just started about 2 or 3 hours ago. We're gonna cover most of that in another episode. But the biggest thing that's happened is the Westbrook deal. Westbrook is headed to the Lakers, and in exchange, the Washington Wizards are receiving Contavious Caldwell Pope, Kyle Kuzma, Montrezl Harrell, and they received the number 22 pick in the draft, which they already picked. So,
And they get a few future second round picks as well.
oh, okay, got it.
2024, 2028.
How do you feel about it in general? You're huge on Westbrook, so I'm curious.
So, like, as a Westbrook fan, I'm excited for him because I feel like if anybody's gonna like put Westbrook in check, it's gonna be LeBron James. Like, what you mean, like KD? He's not a. He already said KD already said it. He's not a leader. Like KD's not a leader. He's not gonna be the guy that tells you bullshit. LeBron's gonna be that guy. I think if they can get, I mean, they just got Dwight Howard in free agency, and I think they got somebody else. But the Lakers look scary now. Again, every team you have a big three, and adding Westbrook's a big three. They didn't really have that big three last year. Now LeBron gets a big three again. He, last time he had it was with K Love and Kyrie, but obviously, injuries with them. They didn't even show what they could have done. So if they all can stay healthy, Lakers championship next year.
Yeah, they just added Ariza, Howard,
Yeah.
someone else as well. But yeah, no, I mean, I've been listening to a lot of NBA coverage after the Westbrook trade, and all of like the basketball snobs, have to be like, this is terrible. This makes the Lakers worse. There's no spacing. But I mean, honestly, like I thought this was great for them because this adds a regular season element that they didn't have before, because AD and LeBron have proven like they're going to take it easy until the postseason.
Yeah.
And knock on wood, Westbrook has shown the ability to go 100 all the way through the regular season and still
Without any injuries. Like,
yeah, exactly. And so, like, I think he provides a regular season carrying element. And then once you get into the playoffs, he's insurance for if AD or LeBron go down, because you're not going to win a round with just LeBron or just AD. But I think Westbrook and AD or Westbrook and LeBron, you can still win a few couple rounds, So it's really good insurance. I think it's fine, dude. Like,
yeah.
And yeah, like if this was Westbrook and I don't know, Westbrook and like Curry or Westbrook and KD.
Oh yeah.
It wouldn't work because I don't think that those guys like fully have that Westbrook respect. But there's nobody in the league that doesn't respect LeBron,
Exactly. LeBron's gonna set him straight. If Westbrook's not doing what he needs to do, LeBron's gonna trade his ass.
There are going to be a fun few moments, so they're going to have some outburst on the court.
Yeah,
like it's going to happen, man. And then they're gonna. I have to imagine Carmelo Anthony's going to end up on this team.
Oh yeah, there's already been like huge reports saying that. I mean, it's a no-brainer. If I'm Carmelo, I want that ring. Let's go to the Lakers.
Only sign. They have one mid-level exception, and then after that, it's all minimum. So, like, it has to be guys like Carmelo who are willing to just come and get a ring or try to get a ring.
Yeah,
you're not going to sign a $10 million guy.
I mean, unless DeMar DeRozan wants $10 million.
I think the most that they can pay someone is $5.9 million. If DeMar wants a ring that bad and he's willing to turn down $15 million, that's fine. That'd be fun. I mean,
yeah, he's probably set for life anyway. So
it's even less spacing, but shit. I mean, I think, I don't know what DeMar's gonna do, man, because the Spurs, they're taking up some of their cap room right now, so it doesn't look like he's gonna come back. But they're still
hearing. Somebody just reported. I don't know if it was Woj or Sham. They said that they're working on a sign-in trade.
Yeah, Brian Windhorst said that there's a possibility of a sign-in trade with DeMar and Lauri Markkanen.
Stupid.
So I mean, dude, the Bulls all of a sudden though, dude, because they still have Levine, they still have Vooch, they added Lonzo, Caruso. If they get DeMar, like, I just don't know how many. I don't know how many. Like, I don't know what having 5 or 6 good players but no great players really does for you when you're going up against the Bucks and the Nets and the 76ers.
And we don't even know how good Lonzo's going to even be. Like, if I was Lonzo, I would have went to Charlotte. Charlotte would have been my number one. Because Leangelo is now on their summer league roster. So I mean,
That motherfucker's never gonna make an NBA team though.
no, I think he will this year.
You think LiAngelo's gonna play in the NBA?
Michael Jordan really likes LaMelo, and LaMelo's gonna be like, "Look, let my brother play a year."
Maybe on the end of the bench as like a towel waiver.
Oh yeah, he ain't gonna start ever.
Buddy, here's our best towel for you to wave.
Yeah,
So yeah, I like that deal though. I, I don't know if it's a super team.
the Lakers or the Bulls?
The Lakers.
Oh no, hell no.
Yeah, like you don't have you're gonna have three guys, two amazing guys, one great guy, and then a bunch of minimums. So like, it's gonna be this whole perception of super teams and all this and that just because like that's what ESPN and sports coverage is. But yeah, I don't think that this is I don't think this is the 2018 Warriors or anything like that.
Oh, nowhere close. But it's a team that can definitely win a championship and probably will.
Yeah, and like going back on that whole narrative of super teams, I think that the league is a little more spread out than people are giving it credit for. I think that like the whole narrative is still there from the KD Warriors thing of like the league is being destroyed by stars teaming up. But man, I mean, compared to a couple years ago where it was like a no-brainer, the Warriors were going to win the West, and now you have Denver if they're healthy. You have the Warriors, the Lakers, the Clippers, the Jazz, and the Suns were 1 and 2, and then like your sleeper teams like the Blazers and the Spurs like trying to stay competitive. So like, I don't think it's that cluttered up at the top. I think it's pretty spread out.
You forgot the Grizzlies too, but that's okay.
The Grizzlies, yeah, the Grizzlies. They're not really chasing the whole winning thing that hard this year. I think they're kind of like planning for the future.
Yeah,
which is good. There's no need to like rush it and go all in. Like you have your young guys who are going to be there for a while.
Yeah, man.
Let's talk about the Grizzlies trade real quick. This is the last one I want to talk about for now because this is the things that happened before the draft. The Pelicans and Grizzlies exchanged Steven Adams, Bledsoe, the number 10, the number 40, and a 2022 first for Valanciunas, number 17 and number 51. I really don't know who won this trade. I guess the Grizzlies did because I don't think Valanciunas is like a must for your future plans, and that they got more picks out of it. And
well, I mean, the way he played in the playoffs, like
it was great.
That's the reason. He was in foul trouble a ton.
I thought he was great. He was especially great in the play-in games. But I think that the biggest thing about this trade is the whole thing is making Zion happy. I don't know how much happier this makes Zion.
Probably doesn't make him any type of happy.
Like
he's probably mad that
really
Lonzo's gone.
Oh, we got Valanciunas over Steven Adams. Like, hell yeah, let's go. I don't think so at all. And I guess Valanciunas spaces the floor more. Well, he definitely does. But I don't see this being the move that like satisfies him for another year or anything. For the Grizzlies though, downgrading a little bit from Valanciunas to Adams, I don't mind it because I think that in the end, like if you go back to a few years ago, like Steven Adams was one of the most like highly regarded centers in the league. Dude, he was a beast, and more so than that, he's a leader, and he's way more vocal than Valanciunas is. And so I think that as like amazing as Ja is, he could still use a little backup in the locker room. And Steven Adams is never the guy that needs to be the center of attention, but he's extremely vocal in his leadership. So I really like it, to be honest. And the worst thing about this is that you have to take on Bledsoe, and just having Bledsoe on your roster is like a fucking buzzkill. But
yeah, but he's still gonna help a little bit. I mean, he's not like not gonna. He probably won't even stay on the team, to be honest.
I think the thing that sucks about Bledsoe is like guys like him is that they're not terrible, but they're not helping you. They're too old to be like part of your future, and so they're just taking up time, taking up money. But their name is big enough to where you still have to play them, right? Like,
yeah,
fans are gonna be like, "Why the fuck is Eric Bledsoe, like 8-year NBA veteran, on the bench?" But yeah, I mean, who knows? I'm always down for like a resurgence of like formerly good players, so we'll see. let's talk a little bit about the NBA draft.
Ooh, Cade Cunningham.
Pretty exciting draft, yeah. Man, Cade Cunningham, Jalen Green, Evan Mobley. It's always, this is like it's always so early to say this, but it's a super stacked draft. It'll be really interesting to look back in a few years and kind of see like where this stacks up among great drafts, because coming out of this, everyone's saying that this is one of the best drafts since 03 and 96.
It was pretty stacked, like the whole way, like all the way to pick 30.
Yeah. A lot
That
of
was pretty.
surprises. And that's how these goes. Cause like last year was a little more by the books, because it was like a few players at the front and everything else was like, there was pretty cleared lines between each tier of guys.
Yeah.
1 through 15, it was kind of like a total like crapshoot, there was a lot of surprises, not a whole lot of trades, but a few here and there. What were some of your favorite picks? I mean, obviously Jalen Green, right?
Honestly, I would rather had us pick Evan Mobley over Jalen Green. I mean, especially now that we just signed Dice or Thies, whatever the fuck you say his name. I like Devin Mobley in college. Dude is great. He can get boards. I mean, Jalen Green's going to be good for us. Another one I like.
The thing is, like, y'all have a bunch of those, like, the Rockets have a bunch of those other pieces. They have everything except for, like, a guy who can go and get their own shot.
Yeah,
because they have like, you have Wood. It's like this great utility man. You have guys like Daniel House. You have guys like, I don't even know if he's under contract still, but you have guys like House. You have guys like Tate, KPJ. Like, I think Jalen Green brings an element of like instant offense, kind of like
we got Eric Gordon.
Devin
We got
Booker.
John Wall, baby.
John Wall. Fucking John Wall.
Yeah. Another one I liked was the Magic taking Jalen Suggs. Obviously, if you watch the March Madness, you know that Jalen Suggs is the real freaking deal. I thought that was another guy that we potentially would have taken it to. I'm not mad at Jalen Green, but the Magic really had a great draft to me.
Magic fucking were probably thrilled that Suggs was there, because Scotty Barnes at 4 was like a huge surprise.
Yeah.
And they would have happily taken Scotty Barnes, but I feel like he's pretty redundant with a lot of their other guys, because they always have like these like project bigs, or they probably would have taken Kuminga, to be honest, which again would have been just like the Bamba, the Isaacs, like guys that are just projects, and all of a sudden they got this like polished scorer.
Yep.
Jalen Suggs, and that was pretty great for them.
I think he could be probably the best or the second best in the whole entire draft when it's all said and done.
Surprised.
Let's look.
I really liked Kuminga for the Warriors.
Yeah, that one was good. I thought they were going to trade that pick.
Yeah, I had no problem with them taking, because Kuminga can be a boom or bust. I think that Kuminga has like the raw abilities to be a star, but he's just another one of those guys that it could never translate. But if it does, getting him at number 7 is fucking a steal.
And because he didn't even play in college. He was in that little G League thing.
Yeah.
So that already gives you something.
You have to start thinking about the post Curry and post Thompson days.
And Draymond.
Yeah, I understand that you want to win right now, but if you go too far in, you're gonna find yourself in a really ugly place on the other side of it. So
yeah, go ahead. You're good,
sir.
Okay. I like that they took Moses Moody too at number 14.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a good guy too. He averaged, I think, 17 points a game. I think the Warriors had a great draft, actually. I think the Spurs had a shitty draft, but that's okay.
Everyone in the world was completely taken back when Josh Primo was the pick. There were several guys I was expecting to come off, and it was a weird spot because I was like, okay, for sure it's going to be a forward because we have like 6 guards. I was like, so I don't know if it's going to be Duarte or, whoever it's going to be. And Primo, someone who most people had projected like 23 to 30.
Yeah, I'm looking at his stats.
He averaged 8 points a game.
Yeah,
at an SEC school, which is notoriously
43% from the
basketball.
43% from the field.
He's a great 3-point shooter. That's his whole thing. Is like he has like crazy range. Like he was shooting like 4 or 5 feet behind the NBA line in college. But I don't know how much sense it makes. I think that
You have DeJounte, Derek White. Y'all got Lonnie Walker. Y'all
yeah,
gonna need another fucking guard, man.
who knows if Patty comes back.
Laker
Yeah, and
bound.
I think that the biggest thing about it is, I mean, if it turns out great, then it's just another thing on the Spurs resume of like finding guys. But it feels like they try to be clever and cute over just taking the obvious talent. Um, yeah, I feel like they're overthinking it, and they're looking for little things that aren't really there. So I didn't love it, and it was pretty disappointing.
San Antonio social media definitely didn't love it either, sir.
Yeah, I listened to several podcasts that were doing live reactions and literally just laughing about it. It's pretty shitty. But I would love for them to prove everyone wrong. I just don't think it's gonna happen.
I think the Rockets had an all right draft, man.
They did. And they got some late picks and Sengun and who else did they
Chris,
get?
Josh Christopher.
Yeah.
He's decent. I mean, obviously it's gonna be a bunch of young dudes. We have a young ass team besides Eric Gordon and John Wall, but
I'll tell you what, the Rockets summer league team is gonna be fun to watch.
oh yeah, they're gonna probably win the summer league. But other than that,
I think
we're gonna be a lottery pick again.
probably that's fine. Maybe I'll get like what's his name? Next? Chet Holmgren, big ass white boy.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? Do you have any other notes about it?
The Thunder too. Thunder obviously they have a ton of picks. They look like they got a bunch of good guys there.
Yeah,
They got Josh Giddey.
Josh Giddey. A lot of people thought that was a little bit of a reach, but I mean, I think that he complements their team really well. They have a lot of guys who rely on someone to help them get their buckets, and there hasn't really been that someone. And I think that him and Shea Gilgeous-Alexander could be a really nice teaming. Man, who was I gonna point out that I thought did something really great? Keep talking if you can for a second while I look this up.
Okay. So breaking news while we're on the podcast. Restricted free agent Devontae Graham is signing with the Pelicans via sign and trade, with New Orleans sending first round pick to Charlotte for Devontae Graham. Oh hell no.
Here we go. Anyway, well, I kind of like that deal honestly because Devontae Graham just helps spread the floor for Zion. I don't mind it. I don't know if it's once again it's all about showing something to Zion, saying, "Does this make you happy?" I don't think that's the one that's going to do it.
Yeah, they need to go ahead and get somebody else because Zion's coming to the Rockets, baby.
So what I was going to say, Kai Jones was one of my favorite steals of the draft. He was someone that I was expecting to go much higher about a week or two before the draft, and he quickly became apparent that he was going to fall. And I really wanted the Spurs to grab him. They didn't. And so the only team that was going to make me not salty watching Kai Jones next year was the Hornets. I think he's perfect with them. I think that having a rim runner like Jones, a high flyer to pair with LaMelo is going to be fun. Man, I really hope LaMelo lives up to the hype next year because he left a lot on the table at the end of last season. So I hope it.
Yeah, I mean, but he was hurt. I mean, he still won Rookie of the Year.
Yeah. I guess I phrased that weird. I didn't mean to say he didn't do enough. I mean to say like the season was kind of ended like unceremoniously with him getting injured for like a little over a month. Yeah. So he wasn't able to close as strong as he could. So I really hope that next year he comes out and makes a big splash.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Hornets could be a team next year that they're definitely like one of those surprise teams, especially because I think LaMelo is the real freaking deal, man. I wish Lonzo would have went there. I think him and Lonzo would have killed it, obviously, but him.
Hayward can stay healthy for one fucking year because he was great, man. Everyone shit on that contract, and he was.
I mean, it's a shitty contract. Like compared to what he's been doing, it was a shitty contract.
Yeah, but the way he was playing, it was like, oh shit, this is well worth it. But then, the whole reason it was a risky contract was because of the injuries and.
I mean, if he can stay healthy, you got LaMelo. Obviously, you don't got Devontae Graham no more. You got your rookies. I don't even think they have Cody Zeller no more.
Now they got they resigned or they traded for Mason Plumlee, who's a solid big. So fucking Bismack Biyombo isn't in there just standing around for 30 minutes again.
I think that the Knicks can probably be another crazy team next year. I'm surprised that they signed Derrick Rose to that big of a deal. Then you got Alex Caruso, who signed a huge contract.
That's Chicago.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then the Knicks also picked up Fournier.
Yeah.
It was
$78 million.
It was balling the fuck out.
Is he worth 78 mil?
That I think that NBA Twitter specifically has a really hard time adjusting to the way numbers have changed in the past 5-6 years, because like even like say 10 years ago when I first really started following the NBA, $10 million for a role player was like fucking absurd, right? Like, but now, like, look, Rudy Gay is making 15 million a year, right? That's
Is
just
he a free agent?
Yeah. I'm just saying, like last year he made 15 million. Doug McDermott, who like hasn't really been a relevant, consistent starter since he came into the league, just got signed for 14.5 a year. It's just the numbers are inflated now. And so,
Chris Paul signed a huge deal.
Yeah, but that was a 4-year deal, man. I don't know. That's 41-year-old Chris Paul.
30 million a year.
Yeah, 41-year-old. So
Suns are fucking stupid.
You better have that Tom Brady diet and healing regimen.
Bro, I can't wait till we talk about free agency, because obviously there's going to be so much more happening in the next few days.
Yeah.
Like, is Ben Simmons finally going to get traded?
A couple big signing trades to come through.
Is, DeMar DeRozan, where the hell is he going? Is he going to go team back up with Kyle Lowry, which I hope? That would be so dope.
That would be a lot of fun. I would love that. But, I mean, now that the Simmons market and the DeRozan market seems to be drying up, a DeRozan and Ben Simmons signing trade is becoming more and more likely by the minute, and I would fucking love it. I would be.
You want Simmons on the Spurs?
Hell yeah, dude. I think that Simmons, especially because his value keeps dropping, like because all these teams are laughing Daryl Morey like out of their office with these trade offers. Have you seen some of those trade offers? The 76ers wanted the Warriors to give
both their first, bro.
7, 14, Andrew Wiggins, I think Oubre, 4 future firsts and 3 future swaps. They asked the Spurs for I think it was DeJounte Murray, 5 future firsts, 2 future swaps. And it's like, bro, what are y'all thinking? Like, no one's going to give you, that's James Harden's market,
Like they should have took the James Harden trade. All we wanted was Ben Simmons, and they would have had James Harden right now.
Apparently that was I don't know if that's just how true all that is, because that was crazy. Everyone in the league behind the scenes thought that Harden was a 76er, and apparently like the Rockets just used them for leverage to get the better deal from the Nets. Which
we didn't get shit anyway from the Nets. Feels like
which makes sense, because I don't know why they would want to let Daryl Morey get like the Rockets player. It seemed like that was a pretty sour relationship.
There's not even that many big free agents left. I mean, you got Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, honestly, not really. And Kawhi is quote unquote expected to resign with the Clippers.
Yeah,
who fucking knows? I guarantee you, when that breaking news came out that Kawhi had declined his option, but he's gonna come back to the Clippers, I bet you that's not how the Clippers are thinking. I bet the Clippers are like, fuck. Like there's like a 50% chance he doesn't come back.
I was gonna say the Heat, but they just signed Duncan Robinson to a big deal.
Yeah, dude. They have to be like knee deep in the tax.
Yeah, they're gonna be fucked.
Rosen would be a stretch.
I just can't see any other teams that he would go to besides the Clippers. Maybe the Knicks. I don't know how their cap space is right now. I think the Clippers are the best spot for him. I would trade Paul George.
Yeah, dude, I mean, he fought for like 4 years to get to
LA.
So I don't think it makes any sense that he would leave.
I think the next biggest free agent besides him and DeMar, Dennis Schroeder, who I don't know, man.
He's a hit or miss. It just depends on how early he goes, because if he sticks around on the market too long,
he's gonna go down.
His cap space is gonna run out, because there's really only 2 or 3 teams left with any cap space.
Then we got Spencer Dinwiddie. Another guy that I can see going back to the Nets, but they're not going to be able to sign him to a big deal. Richaun
I think
Holmes.
Dinwiddie needs to get paid right now because he's on his like second major injury.
Yeah.
One more, and he's looking at going from a $20 million guy to a $8 million guy.
Yeah, I mean, NBA. I mean, for some reason lately, man, NBA I haven't been too excited about. There's been so much drama with players and all this shit. You know, everybody's crying about the play-in tournament now,
it
and
doesn't help that like NFL season's right around the corner. Like,
I'm so excited. I'm gonna be honest, guys. Whoever's listening, when the NFL, comes around, it's gonna be way more entertaining, more exciting.
Yeah.
Obviously, right now, sports-wise, there's not much to talk about. Obviously, just the draft, the free agency, but nothing like too crazy.
The NFL is perfect for podcasting because it happens once a week, and then the very next day, you get on a podcast and you have 16 games to talk about.
Yeah,
you know? It's perfect for podcasting. And
then you got fantasy football we could talk about, all kinds of stuff. I mean, I love the NBA, but obviously, if you listen to our podcast, you could tell the NBA shows aren't as exciting as the football shows.
Definitely.
But we're still going to talk, we can go in. You want to go ahead and go into the MLB trades or what's there?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's go ahead and talk about the next World Series champions or World Series people. I'm sorry, champions, not champions.
The World Series champions.
The Dodgers.
I got on Randy the other day because he said like, I forget who he was talking about. He said the Dodgers were going to win the championship. And I was like, bro, that's a neck. So yeah, you want to talk about the Max Scherzer trade?
Yeah. I guess we can talk about that one.
So yeah, Max Scherzer and Trey Turner headed to the Dodgers for a few prospects. Dude, I honestly couldn't tell you who any of these guys are.
A bunch of no names, really.
Josiah Gray, Ruiz, Casey, Carrillo. These might be big name prospects, but they're not anyone that I've heard of. I think I heard that only one of them is the top 100 prospect.
The fact that the Dodgers pulled this off is just beyond crazy. That just shows you like MLB is totally different from the NFL and the NBA, NHL, all that.
Yeah.
Like the money that's in baseball is just stupid.
Yeah, I mean, and it's partially because baseball's income ratio of owners and players is still pretty crazy. The Players Association and the MLB isn't what it is like in the NFL and NBA. So there's more money in the owners' pockets. Add that on to no salary cap, and things like this can happen where you have Clayton Kershaw, you have Max Scherzer, you have Trevor Bauer, and you have like these crazy starting rotations. Plus Trey Turner, dude,
one of the fastest dudes in the MLB,
the all-star infielder.
You got Mookie.
Yeah, I think the weird thing about super teams in baseball is it doesn't matter who you have, guys are gonna slump. That's just how baseball works.
That's why I like baseball, because you can have a fucking Olympic team out there and still lose. Like in the NBA with like the Warriors, you knew they're winning.
Say you take Mookie Betts and you just carbon copy him to be 1 through 9, or since they're in the NL 1 through 8. If you have Mookie Betts batting 8 times in a row, he's a phenomenal player, but you're still not gonna have Mookie Betts production every single at bat, because players just go up and down. Like, well, so weird like that. Doesn't matter how good your players are. If some people are playing great, some people are gonna play shitty. That's just how it is. Number one offense in baseball is the Astros, and you have Altuve who's just raking every night, and then you have guys batting under 200, like fucking like Martin Maldonado. It's just how baseball works. But I mean, the Dodgers are clearly going all in to just win again this year, because Max Scherzer's on a contract year, so he's probably not going to be coming back. So you just gave a bunch of prospects up for
some of the Red Sox.
The Red Sox, dude. The Red Sox, I was a little underwhelmed. They got Kyle Schwarber, which was great.
Yeah.
Other than that, like, they didn't really do a whole lot.
I thought we were going to do way more than what we did, because I keep up with like Red Sox pages on Twitter, Instagram, and everybody was saying we were going to go all in for people. And,
yeah.
I mean, our team is still good, I think. I mean, JD Martinez, Rafael Devers is a young guy that's absolutely killing it right now. But obviously, Red Sox like to trade younger guys away. I don't know why. All my teams, all my professional teams like to fuck me, and they don't take me out to dinner. So it is what it is. Um,
I
I
like
mean,
I liked San Francisco's answer to Los Angeles a lot, getting Chris Bryant.
the Cubs, for some reason, don't want to win any games. It
Yeah,
feels like.
complete fire sale.
Holy shit. I just feel like every notification I got from ESPN was Cubs traded this, Cubs traded that. Like, holy shit.
Yeah,
You
I think
know,
that they gave up. I think they gave up way too early. I mean, their returns were good but not great, and I just think that like these guys are all going to go contribute to winning teams.
yep.
Why couldn't you just have them together and like win yourself? I think that they gave up way too early and for too low of a price. But
I just, yeah, they gave up Chris Bryant. They gave up Javier Baez,
Baez
Trevor
in New York,
Williams.
that's fun as hell.
I mean, the MLB is like, to me, is right now, obviously, everybody's going towards the Dodgers. But to me, it's really wide open. A
Yeah,
lot of people
I
are
think so too.
really high on the Astros. Bro, as of
Sure.
late, a lot of people think that the Astros are going to win it.
They're the second best odds.
Altuve right now is killing it.
Altuve is raking, dude, and Bregman has been out this whole time, so that's a little scary. But let me talk. Yeah, I'll talk about the Astros for a minute. I think that I'm really impressed with the whole looming thing of this season. Is no matter what happens at the end of it, Carlos Correa is a free agent, and I've been really impressed with how that hasn't seemed to loom over this team. I think the fans are talking about it a lot, but it doesn't seem like Correa is taking any shots at the front office or that there's anything nefarious going on. I think that everyone's been very professional with it. And, Correa is loves this team. Correa is the heart and soul of the team. So the infielders' chemistry has been great. When Bregman comes back, they'll be even better. Our young guys have been producing. We traded away Miles Straw, who, for anyone who's an Astros fan, definitely loves Miles Straw. But we have some guys ready to take his place. They finally got better pitching. They got Kendall Graveman. They got Phil Maton. So they finally up to that bullpen, which had been terrible. I've watched every single Astros game, and every single time Dusty Baker heads out to the mound, you're just like your heart starts racing because you realize you're about to give up that 3-run lead. So it's good to see the bullpen.
Sounds like the Yankees.
Yeah, the Yankees too. And they were another team that they desperately needed a spark,
and they got nothing.
And they got Rizzo, and so they didn't get a bullpen spark.
And, oh yeah, I forgot all about Rizzo. In his first game, he had a fucking home run.
Man, Anthony Rizzo is just an amazing fucking dude. He wore the Cubs cleats and the Cubs batting gloves to show respect for his team in his first Yankees game, and he fucking went yard,
smacked a home run.
Yeah, he's awesome, man.
The Cubs are crazy, bro. I just can't believe, before, when I didn't really give a damn about baseball, before I started choosing the team, I was all my family's Cubs fans, and watching them win the World Series.
Yeah,
my whole family's crying and shit because obviously they've been, especially the older people, like my grandpa, big Cubs fan. I'm like, okay. But I obviously I like the Red Sox, and the Cubs are my second team due to my family. And just seeing them give up a fuck ton of people is just I was like, wow.
I also forgot the Yankees got Joey Gallo. That one totally slipped my mind, and I'm sure that they already hate him by now. I've been saying this for the past week since this deal happened. They're gonna hate him within the next 2 or 3 weeks when they realize that he strikes out every single fucking at bat. Joey Gallo is like the epitome of what baseball has turned into, and it's either a home run or you strike out, and you get a couple walks along the way because you're big and scary. But yeah, I mean, what I love about the Astros is they have a lot of guys that are the opposite of where baseball is headed, and it's a lot of contact hitting and stuff like that. It's not everything's home run or strikeout.
I mean, I would love my Red Sox to win it this year. I would love it. I'd cry. When we won a few years ago, I cried. I was on a cruise. I was in where was I? I was in a bar until 3 a.m. when we played the 18 inning game, and then we lost to a home run, which I was happy about. Then a few days later, I was in Buffalo Wild Wings, came home with the Buffalo Wild Wings with Marissa, and we beat the Dodgers, and I was excited, and I cried on the way home, and I
I
screamed.
wonder if y'all win again, who you're going to trade this time, because it seems like there's just a trend of, at first it was Manny Ramirez back in the 2000s. You beat someone, you trade your best player. You win with Mookie Betts, trade your best player. I wonder who they'll trade this time.
It's going to be Xander or
Bogart.
JD Martinez. I just got a big Xander Bogart lot on eBay too. A few autos and a patch card. You know how it be.
We haven't talked that much about cards on the podcast. We should do a whole card episode one of these days.
I just got an Andrew Luck PSA 10 for only $10, which is great. I'm big on Jake Fromm.
Yeah, dude. Where are you? Have you gotten any Jacob Eason cards since the Wentz?
Well, I already collected Jacob Eason. And then what's crazy is 2 days before the Wentz stuff happened, the guy that I traded for the Josh Rosen, he had a Eason RPA, and I'm grabbing that from him tomorrow. We already had a deal beforehand, so I already paid for it. I only paid like $30.
And this is everything I said was going to happen. And Eason seems to have the world's blessing to be the starter there, but
he's nice in Madden.
I've been saying for months that I think that Ellinger is going to win the job if it comes down to it. So I hope he does, man, because I had to wait a long time to see Colt McCoy succeed in the NFL, and I would just fucking love to see Sam Ellinger be Week 1 starter.
Well, there's a lot of rumors already that they're going to try to get a Nick Foles or Marcus Mariota.
Yeah, I thought the Nick Foles thing was a joke because it was just like every time Wentz goes down, just get Nick Foles to come in and win the Super Bowl for you.
No, Nick, did you see the post game? Nick Foles did an interview today in his Bears gear, and he's like, "Yeah, I want to be a Colt." Pretty much.
What the hell? No, I did not see that.
Yeah, he was like, "I want to be." He was like, "I want to be a Colt." You saw what happened last time. Me and that coach were together.
Was he literally signed to the Bears? That was last year, right?
No, so he was signed with the Jaguars, and they traded him.
But last year he was a Bear, right?
Yeah, he's a Bear still. But obviously,
I can't fucking believe that he's still there. Like, so much shit has gone down. Like, they got Nick Foles to be their new one, and then you bring in Andy Dalton, and he's your new one. First of all, what the fuck were you thinking that Bears fans were going to be happy with Andy Dalton as their one? Chicago is one of those teams that has been bad for such a long time that they're literally entirely catering to their fan base, just trying to keep them on board. Like there's some teams that they can do whatever they want because they're like, look, motherfuckers, we're winning. Y'all can't say shit. But like Bears fans are like actively looking for another team to root for because their team has been so shitty since like the 2006 Super Bowl, essentially.
Well, they had to make up for the Mr. Trubisky bullshit.
Yeah.
When you pass on guys like Pat Mahomes and Deshaun Watson, it's how are you ever going to make it for that? And hopefully Justin Fields can come out week 3 and kill it.
I hope so, man. As much as I was down on Fields and during the draft, I would love to see him come in and ball out.
I was so high. I love Fields. I took him in one of my fantasy drafts. I just had a fantasy draft today with my buddies.
Your team.
Let's go ahead and read off my team. Yeah, guys, if you understand, we like football more than any other sport. So,
yeah, it's like, well, basketball is my sport. It's just not as much fun to talk about on a podcast, to be honest.
Yeah. So my team, my buddies fucked up. So I got Lamar Jackson, Elliott. I got Aaron Jones, Justin Jefferson, Amari Cooper, Noah Fant, DJ Moore. The Broncos defense, who I probably end up dropping. Broncos kicker. My bench, I got Galladay, Chenault, James Robinson, Landry, Kenyon Drake. I got Eric Ebron, who I'll probably end up cutting, and Matthew Stafford.
How many deep is your league?
Let's go look.
That sounds like maybe a 10.
Yeah, 10 people.
10, okay, yeah. Yeah, I think our teams are pretty even. As you're going down, I was comparing each guy. Mine is Russell Wilson, Alvin Kamara, David Montgomery, Stephon Diggs, Keenan Allen, Lance Thomas. I wish I would have gone a little stronger at tight end, but if I wanted to get a receiving core that strong, that's what I had to do.
I mean, fantasy football and tight end, there's always going to be just like 3 people. Yeah. And if you don't get those guys, then you're pretty much switching tight ends every single fucking week.
Roger Woods, It's not Robert Woods, not Roger. The Rams defense, Justin Tucker, and then my bench is James Robinson, Chase Claypool, Corey Davis, Melvin Gordon, T.Y. Hilton, Adam Troutman, and J.D. McKissick. I think one of my favorite picks was getting Robinson so late in the draft. I think that ETN is going to be like very specialist based. I think that Robinson's still going to get his touches and still going to get like the goal line nods. I think
I got him pretty late.
I think
as well.
ETN will be a lot like Pollard and be like used very situationally and maybe like in the slot. So yeah, I'm really excited for my team.
Yeah, I wish I was there, but it is what it is. You didn't kill nobody for me. We still need 5 people for the
For your flag football league.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna join that one if you still have a spot for me.
Yeah, we got 5 people.
You have
We need
$50, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ask some buddies if they want to join. Because we need 5 people.
Anything else for this episode?
Not really. Guys, next week or a few weeks or next week, we're gonna be doing football pretty soon. I think we're gonna redo the rankings. I know we didn't post the
Yeah, we posted the quarterback one. We didn't post the running back receiver one. We want to make it better. So we're gonna have Jack back on hopefully next week to help us do those because he added a really nice element to it. And I think it was just fun to have 3 guys on it. So yeah, we'll have Jack back for that. And following that, we're finally going to do the episode I've been looking forward to the most, which is the win total over unders. That's going to be a lot of fun. And I think we're going to try to like get like a little contest together to look back at the end of the year and compare our takes on this. So that'll be a lot of fun.
Well, whatchamacallit? What was I gonna say? Oh, Bengals in the Super Bowl.
Bengals. My biggest take that I'm fucking nailing in right now is the Falcons over because the Falcons they're at like 8.5 in a 17 game season.
Yeah,
I'm taking that shit all day, Julio or not. I'm taking it with Julio. It was a for sure over, but with Julio gone, I'm still going to take it, bro. That's my biggest bet. All right, but yeah, like we said, lots of football content to come. We'll have a NBA free agency recap coming up before we really start tackling all that football stuff. But we appreciate you guys listening. Sorry for the long delay.
We are back. We are back.
Happening again. You have my word. Next time we see you, there will be a wonderful couch here. Hopefully
Maybe
a big, beautiful man sitting on it right behind me. That'd be a lot of fun, right? I have a whole idea for it is having a couch here with a little table next to it and then one of these mics hooked up to it. And so like there's a mic on each end of the sofa and we're like just sitting there chilling, pumping beers with mics set up right next to us.
Well, I don't drink, so I'll be pumping water.
Pumping Kool-Aids.
Pumping Kool-Aid and water. I can't wait to the NFL shit though, man. Can't wait.
All right, guys. We will see you next time.
Da-na-na, da-na-na.